In the pharmaceutical industry, a standard operating procedure, or SOP, for SOP creation provides a structured, consistent approach for drafting, reviewing, approving, distributing, and managing all SOPs. Here's a step-by-step outline for a typical SOP on SOP creation title. SOP for creating standard operating procedures, or SOPs. Purpose: to establish a standardized process for creating, reviewing, approving, and managing SOPs within the pharmaceutical company to ensure consistent, compliant operations. Scope: this SOP applies to all departments and personnel involved in the creation and management of SOPs within the pharmaceutical organization. Responsibilities: 1. SOP Owner, responsible for drafting and revising SOPs in their specific department. 2. Reviewers, typically senior staff who evaluate the draft SOP for clarity, completeness, and compliance with regulatory standards. 3. Approvers, responsible for final approval of SOPs, ensuring compliance with company and regulatory requirements. 4. Document Control Department, manages SOP distribution, version control, and archiving. SOP, Standard Operating Procedure, a document outlining standardized procedures for specific tasks. Effective date: the date the SOP becomes active and enforceable. Version control, tracking revisions to ensure the current version is in use. Drafting an SOP involves several key steps. First, identify the need. Determine if a new SOP is required based on regulatory changes, process improvements, or operational needs. Next, gather information. Collect data, perform research, and consult relevant experts or team members. Finally, define objectives. State the purpose, scope, responsibilities, and any definitions required to clarify the SOP's intent. Writing the SOP begins with using a standardized template. This should include sections such as title, purpose, scope, responsibilities, definitions, procedure, and references. Then, write clear instructions. Use simple, precise language to avoid misinterpretation and specify steps sequentially. Lastly, ensure regulatory compliance. Verify that all instructions comply with applicable regulatory and quality standards. For example, FDA, EU GMP, and WHO GMP. Reviewing the SOP. First, there's the initial review. The draft SOP is reviewed by department heads or subject matter experts to ensure technical accuracy. Then we have the quality assurance review. The QA department verifies that the SOP aligns with quality and regulatory requirements. Finally, there's the document control review. This ensures compliance with document formatting, version control, and archiving standards. Approval and authorization. The final approval is obtained from designated approvers, such as department heads or the QA lead. Once approved, authorized personnel sign and date the SOP, indicating it's ready for use. Distribution and training. The SOP is distributed to all relevant departments and personnel. Training sessions are conducted to familiarize employees with the SOP requirements. It's important to document attendance and training effectiveness. Lastly, the effective date is specified, which indicates when the SOP goes into effect. SOP control and maintenance is crucial for ensuring consistency and compliance. First, let's talk about version control. It's important to assign each SOP a unique identification number and version. Also, make sure that previous versions are properly archived for reference. Next, we have periodic review. It's a good practice to schedule reviews of SOPs annually or as necessary to ensure they remain accurate and relevant. Lastly, updates and revisions. If there are changes in regulations, processes, or equipment, the SOPs must be revised. Follow the same steps for revision as you did for the original SOP creation. Maintaining these practices will help keep everything in check and up to date. Archiving and obsolescence. Archive obsolete SOPs. Retain archived copies of obsolete SOPs for a specified period, like 5 years, as per company policy. Disposal. Follow the approved procedure for the secure disposal of obsolete SOPs after the retention period expires. References. List applicable regulatory guidelines, company policies, or industry standards referenced in the SOP creation process, such as FDA 21 CFR Part 211, Current Good Manufacturing Practice for Finished Pharmaceuticals, ICHQ 7, Good Manufacturing Practice Guide for Active Pharmaceutical Ingredients, WHO Good Manufacturing Practices. Appendices. Attach any additional documentation, forms, or templates relevant to SOP creation. This SOP framework helps ensure that all SOPs in the pharmaceutical industry are consistent, compliant, and effectively maintained, reducing risks and enhancing operational efficiency.